Cheers.
Welcome, everybody. This is Metal Sharpens Metal. My name is Daniel.
I'm Grant.
And we are listening to yet another song in the classic metal world that I have never heard before. That's why we have our 80s metal correspondent with us today. Metal. So,
there it is.
Anyway, why don't you tell the lovely people which song we're going to listen to today?
So lovely people, in keeping with tradition, I'm going to do two songs, an intro song and the real song. It's called Judas Priest. This is the band off their album Screaming for Vengeance. The song The Hellion, followed by Electric Eye. This is my absolute favorite song. Wonderful, wonderful introduction. And then it completely just goes so fast into the next song. It's phenomenal. It's been used in car commercials. I very clearly remember in high school listening to a car commercial that had the Hellion. I was like, yeah, cool, I know that. Awesome, man. This is the band Judas Priest. They're awesome. Rob Halford.
Jim Halford.
It's Fat Halpert.
What? Big Jim Halford.
Big Tuna. Big Tuna Priest. Rob Halford, one of the greatest vocalists. Fantastic. Fantastic. This is a great song.
Are they American?
English.
They're British too? What the? How?
All the good
How
ones.
Were so
all the good ones are English.
It's impressive.
And this was made in 1982. It was released. And as we analyze the lyrics, it's based off of the book, George Orwell, called 1984.
All right. I'm excited. Let's go check it out.
Hit it. And there comes the second guitar will come in with harmonics. It's so good.
Ooh, a little bend in the...
Yeah, oh yeah. They're so good at that. Harmony.
I got tingles. That is so cool. I hear this for sure as like the precursor to 90% of the metal I started listening to.
Yep.
As I lay dying.
There it is.
Oh, that's...
It's just so singable tune. And they kind of just get into the groove there. And then it'll come back to the epic melodic later.
Yeah, very driving.
Surveillance from the sky. Lasers, so 80s. Surveillance state.
Yep. I love that. That lower voice sounds like shoegaze almost.
And then he just hops up an octave.
That's what I was expecting.
Yep.
It hit me weird at first.
I love that it has it elected too.
Right, like you chose this.
You chose this. Classic solo.
It's pretty shreddy.
Oh yeah.
It kind of
And
sounds
it
like an
builds,
eagle
too.
screaming. That's like the tone of the guitar.
That's what I love when it gets melodic. You could sing that.
Oh yeah.
And then right here.
Oh yeah, it sounded like it was the chorus
Yeah.
played on the guitar. That's so cool.
Kind of chunky there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that tone. Oh, the always there. Super quiet.
Develop and expose, like film. 'Cause that's what they had back then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this sounds like I just want to be driving
Yeah.
down the California coast or
Oh, yeah.
something.
%, like 80s driving down the coast
Yep.
to Los Angeles to
Yep.
go to Nakatomi Plaza or something.
That's sweet. That was good. I liked it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Dude, that was fun. That was one of my favorites from this experiment because, like I said, it does sound like a good lead in to a lot of the kind of metalcore, you know, some people call it 5, 7, 8 riffs, like
Interesting.
I don't think that was 5, 7, 8, but it just sounds like you take that, you put a little bit of rhythmic difference in it, and it could have made a lot of the early 2000s metal that I grew up loving. So I liked that a lot.
I love this is my favorite type of metal. That's why I like the Iron Maiden and the Judas Priest of the world. Is it's less just it's less like crunchy, less just gravel in your mouth as you're singing. Kind of like some of the old school 70s, 80s. It's just more like kind of hard, crunchy rock. This is like very like dun, 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 dun. It could be like that could be a violin part in like some wonderful orchestra. It's just melody, and then the singing and the screaming is just rise and fall and just makes you want to sing along.
See, I think to get you to appreciate modern metal more, as a side note real quick, you probably need to drown out the vocals sometimes. Sometimes there's a lot of melody in the vocals and they do sing a lot still. And when I say modern metal, I don't even mean like gent and thal and like all this crazy stuff right
in this
today.
millennium.
Yeah, everything since 2000 basically. But there's a lot of melody, and if you tune out some of the I mean, because to be honest, some of these guys couldn't sing. They did not have pipes.
See, that's what made that's what set apart the Judas Priest and the Iron Maidens of the world from some of the other bands I won't name that
you can
had
name bands.
Great guitar, great fun songs, fun ideas, but weren't nearly as talented in their vocals, in the vocals.
And vocals can ruin a song for me. I don't just
Very much.
I don't just totally tune them out, but if they're like a really good screamer, even if there's no melody in their stuff, you can still have the instruments to fall back on. So
Come on, man. Believe in something.
I do at least like some screaming. I hear you, because we're listening to Screaming for Vengeance.
True, that's true. It's a different type of screaming.
screaming.
And it's got I'm hearing the like caw like of this eagle as I look at it. That's what I'm hearing.
This metal eagle.
Yeah, but it's like it's all robotic and yeah. All right. So Grant, what is 1984 besides a book that was written before 1984?
1984 is a documentary from the decades past of our current present situation.
Oh, so he like did the Back to the Future
He
machine?
did a live action 2024 screen share transfer to a book.
Hopefully he wasn't using the electric eye as the technology to do that.
Yeah, I'm kidding. All kidding aside, we live in a glorious land. 1984 was written by George Orwell to see the surveillance state that makes all of its citizens be united and believe the same thing, regardless of what truth is. Because truth is what the government says it is, and everyone has to jump on board to get behind what truth is. So you change the meaning of words, you change what country that your country is fighting, and everybody goes along with it because that is what has been stated is truth from Big Brother. So you have lyrics like this: looking down, we've got the lasers that are tracing, watching everything you do. You think you have private lives, but you do not. You cannot escape. We are watching all of the time. You elected this electric spy, the Big Brother, to watch you with all of its technology.
Is there no way we can get rid of him?
Not without cause, Michael.
I have cause. It is because I hate him.
But at least he's keeping the country clean. Like, there's a benefit.
Yeah, keeping the country clean according to whose definition, Daniel?
Well, like, he's just picking up some gum and, like,
By what standard
street sweeping.
do you keep the country clean? Clean of what? What is clean?
So it's more than just gum and newspapers?
That is an aspect.
Gotcha.
That's what is scary about 1984. The government gets out of its bounds of what God says it should do when it's watching everything its populace does and defining what truth is. The government is outside of, to define truth, to define facts, to watch everything you do and make you comply is outside the sphere of what God says a government is for.
But I'm a little confused. Don't we get our rights from the government? Don't they grant us our rights as the populace?
They do give us our bare arms.
I haven't gotten mine in the mail yet. It's sad.
But no, the government doesn't give us rights. Our rights come from our creators, what the Constitution would say. But beyond that, we don't really have a lot of rights, especially if you think of who would be the one that could give rights. If there is no being beyond, if there is no God, if there is no creator, there's no right to anything. You just take what you want. The strongest survive.
Or if you love the electric eye of the government,
you give away. You say you can have.
Or you say you're the powerful one, so you tell me what I have.
Exactly.
You tell me what I can.
You define
what scraps
rights.
I get.
But even like as a believer, we can't go, we have a right to a bunch of stuff that isn't something that God has said like we are owed. Because we're not owed much of anything. The government should enforce what is the right way to govern. And that will include people having the freedom to, in their spheres of governing, the governing yourself and government of the family and government of the business and government of the state, the local magistrates and all those spheres, there's bounds to what it is allowed to do. So it steps out of there. It steps out of its territory of what it's allowed to govern. And that's what it upsets the balance of what God has established.
This used to be such a great country.
I know.
I don't know what happened to it.
So would you say that this is an example where we see an electric eye that was created because the government was allowed to expand beyond its borders?
Absolutely.
To play the Judas's advocate for a little while, some people would say that if the government can see all these things, and you could even go more extreme into Minority Report, they could see the future.
Great movie.
When people were about to commit a crime. But if that can prevent a crime, why wouldn't that be good? If we could have people seeing inside of your homes, hey, if you don't have a crime to cover up, then what do you have to hide? Why do you need the privacy if you're not being a criminal? And I think the response from a Christian would be, again, things that are outlined by our founding fathers, which were like, you are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. You're not like looking just for any little piece of guilt to blow out of proportion. Like
government can't just come in and search into homes whenever it wants to.
Right. And the principle of it's better to let 10 guilty men go free as opposed to imprisoning one innocent man. So innocence is very important, and not having false witness is one of the 10 commandments. So we wouldn't want to be violating those aspects that God has given us here. One thing Doug Wilson has said is that if there is no God above the state, then the state becomes God, meaning they have to fill in all those gaps. There's no one that's told us moral right and wrong, so we need to be the determiners of that. We need to be the one that is God in control of those things, in control of morality. So don't want that either, because they expand into an electric eye 100% of the time.
robots flying around in space shooting lasers to find out what we're doing.
Yep.
Not good. What's fun though is Judas Priest and George Orwell in 1984 pointed out like good things. Like it's not good to have that. So even the unbeliever knows the wrongness of that, but maybe definitely can't articulate from scripture. Like, why is it wrong? Why is it wrong for the government to overstep its bounds? But it is evident even to the unbeliever what is wrong with stepping out of the spheres of government.
And that's a good thing to recognize, but I think sometimes it also makes them want to swing away from all authority instead of replacing it with an appropriate authority.
Because it's chaos. It's either
Christ or chaos.
authority abused wrongly, or if you have no authority, it's chaos. You
True.
need the righteous authority.
Yep.
Help! I'm being oppressed!
Come see the violence inherent in the system.
Bloody peasant! Oh, what a giveaway. Did you hear that? Eh?
Such a good part. All right. Anything else you want to close us out with?
That's all. Thanks, Judas Priest.
Thanks, Judas
Weirdest
Priest.
name. Some good songs.
I feel like they're trying to make a statement with that name.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going for there.
I don't. Probably normal things. All right. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
He's got the black metal growls. Let him know in the comments that he should do black metal or white metal, because when Christians do it, they call it white metal.
What is that? That sounds like a
goose.
Have you ever seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town? Claymation movie. It's got Fred Astaire who narrates it, and then what's his face? That is Santa Claus, but there's this little penguin that comes up to him. It's a Santa, and it's his friend. He's like, "Do you want to go to town, little buddy? Do you want to go over the mountain pass to deliver presents to the children?"
And those wide electric eyes. Those
Especially-
horrible green eyes. Remember that from Spider-Man? Oh, no. The horrible yellow eyes. That's what it was. And Aunt May, you saw the goblin.
Hey, Peter.
That's so good. It's Spider-Man. You sound like he's been smoking for 25 days.
Peter. Now I'm doing a Watto.
You're on... Yeah. Watto. You're on death's door.
Annie, it is you.
Only cigarettes.